Western Ojibwa language. Western Ojibwa, also known as Nakawēmowin, Saulteaux, and Plains Ojibwa, is a dialect of the Ojibwe language, a member of the Algonquian language family. It is spoken by the Saulteaux, a subnation of the Ojibwe people, in southern Manitoba and southern Saskatchewan, Canada, west of Lake Winnipeg. Saulteaux is generally used by its speakers, and Nakawēmowin is the general term in the language itself. Classification. Genetically, Ojibwe is part of the Algonquian language family. This language family includes languages like Micmac, Abenaki, Mailsite, Potawatomi, Delaware, Montagnais Naskapi, Cree, and Blackfoot in Canada. In the U.S. are languages such as Menominee, Fox, Shawnee, and Cheyenne. Yurok and Wiyot, also known as the Richwin languages in Old Literature, that were once spoken in California, are also relatives with Algonquian language family. Despite the geographic distance, these two languages make part of the Algic language family with the Algonquian languages. Randolph Valentine 2000 divides Ojibwa into two major dialect groups, a southern group and a northern group. The southern dialect group includes Saulteaux in southern Manitoba and southern Saskatchewan, Ojibwa in most of Ontario, Manitoulin Island and Georgian Bay, Ottawa or Odawa in southern Ontario, and finally Chippewa in North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. The northern dialect group includes Ojibwe in northern Ontario and Algonquin in western Quebec. Leonard Bloomfield, 1946, was able to reconstruct the phonology system and some of the morphology of Proto-Algonquian through the comparison of cognates from four languages: Fox, Cree, Menominee, and Ojibwa. Fig. 0. 1 Proto-Algonquian reconstructions made by Bloomfield, 1946. Fig. 0. 2 Comparison of Central Ojibwa Odawa, Western Ojibwa Saulteaux, and Swampy Cree, 2002. History. In comparison to other eastern tribes, the Ojibwa have suffered the least population loss at the time of European contact. With the number of their peoples and early acquisition of rifles, the Ojibwa were a powerful political force during the early period of the fur trade. It was common for small groups to go onto the plains to exploit the hunt and then return to the woodland area. They would hunt moose, elk, and other forest game. As a result, they gradually advanced north and west from their Red River base following the forest edge. The bison hunt also became incorporated into the cycle of seasonal exploitation for many of the Ojibwa family groups. The small groups of Plains Ojibwa are called the Saulteaux. This name derives from French and refers to those that gathered around the falls, specifically the Sault Ste. Marie area of modern Ontario and Michigan. They defeated the Cheyenne in the 1700s and occupied southern Manitoba and southern Saskatchewan when the fur trade died out. They were entrenched as a Plains Indian group with the signing of the number treaties in the 1870s. Neither Western Ojibwa or any dialect of the Ojibwa has official status in North America. Geographic distribution. The Ojibwa-speaking regions are found mainly to the south of Cree-speaking regions in Canada. The exact number of current Saulteaux dialect speakers is unknown. However, there are several Saulteaux communities found in southern Manitoba and southern Saskatchewan. Phonology. Saulteaux has 24 phonemic segments, 17 consonants, and 7 vowels. Consonants. The consonants are 4 resonants and 13 obstruents. The resonant nasals are labial /m/ and alveolar /n/. The resonant glides are labiovelar /w/ and palatal /y/. Western Ojibwa has the glottal stop / Fig. 1. 1 obstruents in Western Ojibwa. Vowels. The vowels are divided into 3 short vowels and 4 long vowels. Fig. 1. 2 short vowels in Western Ojibwa. Fig. 1. 3 long vowels in Western Ojibwa. And B circumflexes / macrons over vowels mark length /I / Roman 2 /. Western Ojibwe is non-syncopating, which means that weak vowels are not deleted according to metrical position. Short vowels are treated different in the Ojibwe dialects. In Saulteaux, tensing does not occur with initial short vowels. They also do not shift to /a/. Nasal vowels are becoming denasalized, however, vowels may be nasalized before a nasal followed by a sibilant, i.e. in the phonotactically permissible sequences /ns/. After a long vowel and before s or s, /n/ is not pronounced the same as elsewhere. Instead, the preceding vowel is given a nasalized sound. Other phonological properties of Western Ojibwa. As found on Valentine, 1994. T epenthesis, /t/ is inserted between the personal prefix and the vowel when a stem is vowel initial. This is marked by T in texts. For example, Nit Anoki I work. Y epenthesis, /y/ can be inserted between 2 long vowels to maintain the phonotactic constraint that vowels do not occur next to each other in Saulteaux. When reduplication occurs on a vowel initial root, a /y/ is inserted. This is marked by Y in texts. Preroots ending in vowels that come before vowel initial roots also receive this epenthesis. For example, Nike I am in we had it, we were there, and I API she sits for a long time. Glide elision, if a word that ends with a /w/ has no suffixation, then the /w/ will be elided. The glides w, y are optionally elided in many cases, especially in casual speech. The negative particle cowen usually occurs without the /w/ in casual speech. Nasal assimilation. The nasals will assimilate to the following consonant of a cluster. So, /n/m/p, /n/ is realized as labial nasal m when it occurs for a labial stop /p/, /n/ng/k, /n/ is realized as velar nasal ng when it occurs before a velar stop /k/. In k, ng/hash, /n/ is realized as ng when it occurs at the end of the word. /ng/ simply to the velar nasal ng. This is scattered among the Saulteaux communities in general. It is a southern phenomenon and most prevalent in the southeast. SS limited to Saulteaux, where the palatal and dental fricatives are common in some communities. This is not just a process of one sound assimilating to the other, but both are heard. The occurrence of sibilants on the prairies is possibly coming from Plain Crees, which has only /s/. SS. This feature is restricted to Saulteaux, probably under the influence of Plains Cree, which has no /s/. /wa/ may be /o/ initially. Quality of /a/ is not realized with rounding like in some dialects. Iwa stems do not restructure to Roman 2. In some dialects, we, which is u, where basically /Roman 2/ assimilates with the roundness of the w, and the resulting string is simplified to u. This does not happen in Western Ojibwa. The quality of /u/ in Wabus, rabbit is o. Nasal cluster simplification does not happen in this dialect. Morphology. Typologically, Saulteaux is an agglutinating or polysynthetic language, which means that it relies heavily on affixation to express meaning. As is the case with languages that have active morphology, word order in this language is not as rigid as English. Gender. There is no distinction between masculine and feminine. Instead, there is a distinction between items that are animate and those that are inanimate. The animate category includes all human beings and animals, but in general not all other categories such as plants, body parts, utensils, etc. are fully under the animate category. A restricted set of items that are neither human nor animal are still considered, for example rock, pipe, raspberries, pants, etc. Even across different Saulteaux dialects, strawberry fluctuates in its animacy. This may be related to the practice of a strawberry dance by certain communities. The gender of an entity is important because for many morphemes, the language uses gender-specific morphology that distinguishes the animate from the inanimate. Animate examples: Inanime man, Sakime mosquito, Asikan sock, Miskamen raspberry. Inanimate examples: Simon boat, Wawan egg, Masanahikan book, Otiman strawberry. Obviation. This is a topic strategy for showing prominence between third persons within a discourse environment. Within a predication, one animate third person will be the proximate and any other animate third persons will be obligatorily designated as the obviative. The suffix "en" is the obviative marker. Animos opamen passensen, the dog animos sees a cat passensen. Animosen opamen passens, the cat passens sees a dog animosen. Ojibwa verbs also mark whether the action is direct or inverse. In the first two examples, the action takes place directly, where the proximate is acting upon the obviative. This direction can be inverted, meaning that the verb marks when the obviative is acting on the proximate by using the inverse morpheme iko. Animos opamikan passensen, the dog animos is seen by the cat passensen. So the an morpheme is something entirely different from an accusative marker. Person hierarchy. There is also a person hierarchy as a result, showing the preferred person to use in Saulteaux discourse is the second person, followed by the first person, and finally the third person. The third person can show the proximate the unmarked category, the obviative the highly marked further obviative that is reserved for non-prominent third persons acting or being acted upon by the obviative. Other morphological properties of Western Ojibwa. As found on Valentine, 1994, the suffixing is used as a locative. Ns. Most Ojibwa dialects form the diminutive by adding the suffix vns, where v, the vowel, is realized as /e/ unless attached to a noun stem ending with a glide. When there is a glide, like j or w, the suffix takes on the backness and rounding features of the glide. For example, Giamonans, small boat stem Giamon, Mitigoons, small tree Mitigwa, Sabians, small net stem Asabi. Saulteaux Ojibwa does not have a suffix for inanimate obviative. Inanimate plural suffix is realized as an. There are a number of Saulteaux communities that use the suffix and while others use the suffix anony for obviative possessor of animate. For animate obviative plural, many communities do not distinguish between singular and plural in the animate obviative. There is no final Roman II in nouns with a psi stem. The demonstrative for animate singular proximal waha is used. The reduced form a is much more common. First person plural exclusive we is ninawand. Indefinite animate singular someone is awiya. However, the Saulteaux speakers may say it in a plural context. So either awiyag, which is the plural form, or awiya. Jegu is indefinite inanimate singular something. Onan is the animate singular interrogative pronoun who used by the Manitoba Saulteaux speakers, while Awanan is used by the extreme west of Saulteaux. Anapi is the interrogative particle when. Andi is the interrogative particle where. Anian is the interrogative particle how. Ninyun seems to be outstripping Niui as the voluntative proverb within the Saulteaux communities, especially speakers surveyed west of central Manitoba. A number of Western Saulteaux communities use anji as a negative past proverb. This is found common in areas adjacent to or bilingual with Cree, which uses the cognate osai. Northern Manitoba Saulteaux have gi as a complementizer proverb, while communities in the south have gi. Syntax. Saulteaux is a non-configurational language, which means that it has free word order. A fully inflected verb constitutes a sentence or clause on its own with the subject, object, aspect, and other notions expressed through the verbal morphology. The language dialect uses pronominals to express the arguments of the verb, and any overt nouns or determiner phrases dp that further refer to these entities are just adjuncts of the verb. The overt dp are actually not necessary, as they just repeat information and relationships already marked on the verb. As a result, the occurrence of dp referring to the arguments of verbs is optional and often left out. Jo omin winimin Marian Jo she like her/him marry. The thematic information is applied verb internally and not at the sentence level, so the affixes and clitics are arguments. The verb omin winimin by itself already shows that someone likes another person. The verb is from the third person set of the VTA transitive animate verb order and is inflected for a direct action. We can see that the proximate is acting on the obviative, as Jo is not marked and Mary is marked with the obviative marker n. Saulteaux's word order, however, would be better described as VOS to show the rare appearance of an overt subject, but that it does occur finally most often when it does appear. Writing system. Ojibwa has a literary history that needs to be acknowledged. The language is written using the standard Roman orthography SRO. Some people use double vowels to represent long vowels, while others lengthen the vowels by adding either a macron accent a, e, I, o, u or acute accent a, e, I, o, u. Common phrases. Some common phrases found in Aboriginal Language of Manitoba Inc. website. Notable researchers. Some notable researchers who documented the Ojibwe dialect are Margaret Cope-Leratt, Terry J. Cloquet, Harold J. Logan, James H. Howard, Paul Voorhees, J. Randolph Valentine.